I went through a very long denial period. You know, Haley was my child as when she was much younger, that if I said stand on one leg, she'd stand on that one leg until that leg fell off. So to think that she was doing something that she knew that, you know, I wouldn't agree with and was against the rules was just not fathomable for me. Started noticing things missing in the house. Well, you know, maybe I just misplaced it. I keep change just as a hobby, basically. But that was when I discovered, because my box of change went away, and she was not living at home. So I knew she was coming in the house and taking things. So confronted her a couple of times, and that obviously just made her go further away. So I battled that as well. You know, how far and how hard do I push? She had a car that I was paying for. She had a cell phone that I was paying for. You know, everybody's cut it off, take it away, you know. But my thought process as a mother is, I can't take away her only way to get away and her only way to call me. I can't do those things. So it just transitioned into where she realized she needed help, and I was there to try to help and catch. You know, we went from a relationship of talking every day, you know, numerous different times, to days that I didn't hear from her, to the point to where I even sent her a text and said, if I don't hear from you in the next 30 minutes, I'm calling the police. Obviously that got a quick response, but you know, it was just a complete and total personality change. She was not her outgoing, bubbly self. She was abrasive and, you know, just confrontational, and she would come by the house and after she thought we were asleep and eat, and, you know, which, you know, should have been big signs that things are not normal. My mom and myself, we live in a very small town, so there's not very many secrets. It doesn't take you very long, if you don't know someone, to find someone who does know someone. So it was very apparent that this person was not good. We confronted. She was living in just the most atrocious situations. She called one afternoon in the middle of the summer. It was like 98 degrees. Where they were living, somebody had taken the air conditioning out, and she was like, oh, you know, I'm so hot, can I come home? And I was literally afraid of this person. I mean, he was a scary person, and I told her that night, you can come home, but he can't. I cannot subject the rest of the family to this person. And she chose to not come home. It was the hardest night of my life. I laid there the entire night. I never went to sleep, and I cried myself. See, I said I wasn't gonna cry. You know, the hardest thing to do is to not save your child.
Thank you. This is awesome. I think we have it there.
I just had to lay there and wait and hope that everything was okay. And then when she got stabbed, she came home with the wound, and we took care of that, and she slept for several days, and as soon as she got up, she left. I mean, she was gone. But when she was at home that time, she said, I don't want to do this anymore, but I can do it by myself. And I said, I don't know that you can. So I started looking at that point, hoping, but you know, then she left. So several weeks went by and she came home, and so I was ready this time. I started looking, and it was the most depressing thing that I have ever done in my life. The state of Alabama is very limited in what they offer. Most of them are only created because the courts has, you know, so they're just funneling all these people in there. One, I was supposed to sign a piece of paper saying it was okay for her to sleep on a mattress on the floor. You know, and I'm thinking, this is not going to help. All this is doing is putting her in a cattle pen with other that are not going to help the situation. So my boss, I told him about my situation, and he said, you know, I saw a commercial I heard a commercial on radio for this place down in Pensacola. I think it was Gulf Breeze. So, loved the internet, Googled, there it was. And it took me probably an hour to get the courage to call. Because, admitting that your child is an addict was probably something that I really hadn't ever said out loud when I made the phone call. And so Reed answered the phone, and, I'm asking the typical mother questions. How much is it? Insurance cover, how long, what kind of doctors, those kind of things. Reed made it extremely easy to talk to him. So hung up the phone and started trying to figure out how to make it happen, and we were here in 3 days. Their whole approach in not the 12 steps, the holistic approach, the food, the balanced diet, the on-premises doctor, nurse care, it was just the overall wonderful package. It was above and beyond anything else that was out there. As soon as Reed picks up the phone, it's not like you're talking to a stranger. I mean, I don't know where he gets the talent, but he definitely has the talent of, he can hone right in on what you're looking for and what you need to hear in order to help your child. From the fundamentals to the emotional part of it. So she came home and she admitted that she couldn't do it on her own, that she didn't want to do this anymore, and that she couldn't. That was fairly easy. We were at a good spot for that. Again, had I not been prepared, though, I don't think it would have been. I think if I had had to wait for a while, it probably would have spiraled back out of control. She was easy with it, but later she told me that she didn't think I was really taking her to rehab. She told me she thought I was just bringing her to a friend's and we were going to stay for a week and then we'd go home. So I guess when I pulled out of the parking lot, she kind of got a little shock. The place is wonderful, if not better than what the website shows. To be honest, when we got here, it was such a sense of relief because I knew she was going to be safe and I didn't have to worry about her anymore. It was the easiest pull out of the parking lot I've done in ever. While Haley was in detox, we were able to call the nurse anytime we wanted to. I mean, they're there 24 hours a day. I called. I did not know her little sister was calling quite frequently. But, they were very tolerant, very understanding, gave us a report on her. As soon as she came out of detox, she was able to call very frequently. So we got to talk to her, and to hear her voice and the improvement in her voice was phenomenal. It was just a transition of her coming back to us over the phone. Again, when it was coming to a head and we were, going through all of this, she was so abrasive and so confrontational, and it was an argument, and you didn't look forward to the conversation. So when her name showed up on my phone, it was always kind of like, what is this, And now she's calling from here, and she's so happy, and she's so bubbly again, and she's laughing, and she's cutting up, and she's happy. I tell people a lot that Haley came here with a drug addiction and a low self-esteem. They fixed both here because she got her self-esteem back. And that's as important as losing the addiction. Haley really was not much of a reader before she came, and she's still reading, which makes me happy. So she was able to have a family visit where we were able to check her out at 8 o'clock in the morning, bring her back by 6 o'clock that night, I think. So we came down and for that weekend, we checked her out on Saturday, and then we checked her out on Sunday and brought her back about lunch on Sunday. So it was so refreshing to see her and see her self-confidence and her happiness, and to really understand that she really was doing well. The picking up day was probably one of the most nervous days I had ever had. We had talked to the counselor previously, and she stressed that I couldn't or I shouldn't be over oppressive with, I can't treat her, she's 21 years old, I can't treat her like she's 12, although that's what you want to do. I mean, you want to just, okay, go to your room and don't come out for the next 5 years. But, so I was nervous about that. Was I going to be able to trust her to go to the store? Was I going to be able to, when was this knot in my stomach going to go away until she came back down the driveway? And we had it for a month or so, but each time that she left and she came back just like she was supposed to be, and it got easier and easier, and it's just wonderful now. It's probably been the best year and a half, because I didn't realize that that was why she was having such mood swings, but for as long as it was. But now she doesn't have the mood swings, and we just have a wonderful time together, and we do things, and I look forward to her phone call. I don't cringe when her name shows up on my phone anymore, and it's a wonderful, I've gained a friend. I still have a 15-year-old daughter. I won't be as naive with her, and I understand that outside influences. I always thought that my son was her protector. I never realized that he was her exposer. So you're not always just safe with family. Don't be ashamed. Don't worry about what other people think about you as a parent or your child. It's not about either one. It's about something that has taken control of your family member, that they physically can't fight. And that's something that to not be ashamed of, to be proud of when they can get rid of it.